In this video, I'm going to talk about the cells of the immune system. This video is really going to be about the development of these cells. Now, they all start with a pluripotent stem cell. And then this pluripotent stem cell can become other types of cells. It could become a myeloid progenitor cell, or a lymphoid progenitor cell. Now, this first distinction is very important, as it more or less divides the immune system into two functional components. Cells that arise from the lymphoid progenitor are, for the most part of the adaptive immunity, which is a more complex type of immunity. The cells that arise from the myeloid progenitor, for the most part, are part of the innate immunity. Now, there are some exceptions to that, and I'll show them. Now, the lymphoid progenitor can produce either B cells, named for bones, because they are developed in bone marrow, T cells, named for thymus, because they mature in the thymus, or NK cells, which are one of these exceptions. That's part of the innate immunity. NK stands for natural killer. Now, the B cell can differentiate into memory B cells or into plasma cells. The T cell can differentiate into two different types of T cell, a CD4 and one called CD8. These just refer to proteins that they express on their surface. CD4 is also known as a helper T cell, and the CD8 is often known as a killer T cell. Now, an element that's not really part of either system is the dendritic cell, and that can be produced from the lymphoid progenitor cell. Then, from either type of T cell, you can get memory T cells of that type. So that's the adaptive immunity. Let's have a look at the innate immunity. First, let's get something out of the way that's got nothing to do with the immune system. The myeloid progenitor can give rise to the erythroid progenitor. Now, this gives rise to erythrocytes, also known as red blood cells. The other thing that this can give rise to is the granulocyte macrophage progenitor. And this can become all sorts of cells. One of the most important type is the monocyte. These travel around in the blood until they're told to turn into macrophages. This M with a circle with a dash through it is the shorthand for macrophage. But they can also turn into these dendritic cells. They can also form a type of cell called eosinophils, and another called basophils. And another very important one called a neutrophil, or a polymorphonucleocyte, which is often abbreviated PMN. And these are very important in the acute stage of certain infections. And that's an overview of the cells of the immune system.